Alright, we are back with Matt's Hidden Cats. I don't know if streaming is going to be actually a good idea today because my voice feels very weird. I don't know if that's gonna resolve itself as I talk a little bit more or if it's just gonna get worse as I talk a little bit more, but let's see, all the levels and everything look okay. Let's get into this. I am... Get ready to hear a lot of that, by the way. World 9, apparently. So, what's World 9? Sunlit Shrublands, okay. So, let's start off with 9-1. And we're going to make sure that we're playing on normal. And let's see, how much stuff is there to find? Alright, not too bad. There's 16 search targets, a tiger cat, a Game Boy, a white carrot, lemon, some more lemons, peacock feather. Alright. Let's see. Is that one of them? That is one of them. Let's go and start off with the easy things. Tropical trees or objects that can be moved or that kind of thing. Let's see. I often say there's a peacock here. Is that going to mean that there's going to be a peacock feather? Of which I need 3 apparently. Is that the Game Boy? That's the Game Boy. Nom. There's a peacock feather. Chainsaw. What about gems up in the canopies of trees? Should I start off with looking for these? Alright, there's one behind the tree. That is that white carrot. Okay. Oh, is that a card? I did not even see that you had a card in there. Okay, so that's the team hard at work and or hardly working. So, let's see. Gem over here. I feel like there might be a couple in the vegetable patch over here. There's also a switch that I'm looking for. Pancakes. Tomatoes? Is that the tomatoes? That's the tomatoes. Put in there. I'm also on the lookout for things that are like containers that are shaking or something. That's another peacock. Should I expect to find the 3rd peacock feather inside a container too? Thank you. That's not openable. Oh, here's the tiger cat. Here's a lemon. Here's the 3rd peacock feather. Alright. Making good time with the search targets and with the gems today. There's another lemon. I guess probably most of the rest of them are going to be inside. Oh, we've got Parsnip Guy too, again, as a search target. Oh, here you are. Didn't even have to look far for that one. What about the switch? The switch is probably going to be like in here somewhere, right? Or the game controller. That's a game controller. Pancakes. Is there a section where people are, like, eating things? Am I gonna find the half lemon there? That's a star. Is this openable? That is not openable. Is that openable? That is also not openable. Some of the doors are openable. Most of them aren't. Nothing in there. Anything else in the pool area? I thought that was a lemon for a moment, but that's just a duck. Alright, I'll take that. Oh, here's the lemon. Underneath a lemon tree, that makes sense. There's also, the one more horizontal lemon. I don't think any of those are clickable. But here's the switch. We've got the gem pinger going off. Fairly close. There we go. It's 2. Where'd pancakes be? Pancakes would have to be somewhere closer to civilization, right? Like on the table or something over here? No, that's where the switch was. What about the last horizontal lemon? Alright, last gem pinger. There we go. I feel like the lemon, at least, I can expect that to be in a kind of weird place. That's not a lemon. No, that's a coin. Like, behind any old... Alright, so that... Not behind the tail, but... I also don't think it'll be any of the ones in the trees, even if they are sort of oriented the same way. It's kind of hard to see where the circles are. This level's so bright compared to some of the past ones. What about here? Alright, there we go. That's, moving object. So now I just need the stack of pancakes. And the stack of pancakes I feel like shouldn't be that hard. I would definitely be surprised if this wasn't somewhere close to... Is that it? There we go. Alright. 100% of that level. Let's see. Next level. Someone's trying to get my attention elsewhere. I hope this isn't important. No, that doesn't look important. Alright. So, where were we? I found the leftover cheat codes that I think nobody told you about. Grab a pencil and write these down. What pencil? First of all, that one song will change the weather to a stand... okay, I see where you're going with that. Very funny. Very funny, Matt. Like this. And the second one, chemical bromance will make it rain acid. Alright, so I think we've told you about the weather cheats now. Maybe if Matt likes you, he'll tell you some cheats that are actually useful, but those are a secret for now. So again... in the, like the press kit thing that Koopa Matt sent me, there were a couple different cheat codes, but I, don't think I've used any. I think he asked to, keep them secret until at least a little bit after the game has been out. 20 search targets. How big is this? Okay, so this also isn't too big. It's definitely bigger. Alright, so that is a card. Alright, bird art. Got a little nuke up there. So we've got tiger cat. Or is that mascot cat? I think that's mascot cat. You're hanging off of something, which is, I think I see you over here. Yeah, we'll just knock that one out real fast. Any other large animals? So we've got a couple pigeons with their heads extended. A goat, which I feel like shouldn't be too hard. A duck or a goose and an owl. A brown goat specifically. I see there's a white goat right there. Alright, there's another card. Did I really find both of the cards first? Alright, so that's Matt riding a cat. Let's see. Let's start over here, I guess. There wasn't anything behind you, I don't think. This looks interactive. Okay, but that didn't change the level in any way. That just got rid of something. Oh, that was a sword? Okay. I was trying to make it fling its payload. Did not happen. That's a different sword than this one. I need 2 more of those broken swords like that. I see you over there. I see you over there. Just gonna steal your lunch. That telescope is not one of them, right? No. Alright, I'll take that. Alright, that's not a target. There is a feather, isn't there? There's not a feather. Maybe I was thinking of those peacock feathers or something. What about over here? There's a lot of stuff happening over here. There's probably something in there. Alright. In the coffee shop. Don't see any swords. Don't see any rings. Or a mouse. Or any of the animals. Maybe that was just the one in that area. Is that a pearl? That's a pearl. Here's a mouse. Anything back here? Back here feels like a good hiding place. There's that goat. Alright. Is that a collectible? That is not. A lot of food over here, though. Oh, that's a different helmet? Alright. I see the difference there. Oh, here's another broken sword, so that's 2. Can I change the music? I like both of those. I think I'll leave it on that one for a bit. We got weapons over here. Oh, that's a hand axe. Got a collectible back there. Nothing in that one. That's a ring. All right, I want that one. Did you just get flattened by a piece of stone? That's unfortunate. Pearl, I think? Pearl. There's no food to find in this one. I see a shaking in there. Oh, not important. There's a lot of food in this area. But I don't think any of the targets were food. That's the third broken sword. Can I pop these, make something happen? Didn't really make anything happen by doing that. Where's the last bronze helmet? Well, the one bronze helmet, because it wasn't this one up there. It'd be over here somewhere. That's a gem. Let me know if you see a, sword sticking out of the ground, or any of the other things. I feel like I'd probably... Hello, that's a ring. I feel like that's a bird. Seen, like, birds or something, but I haven't... Like, I just passed over them because I wasn't really looking. Is that the duck? Alright, that's a duck. There's gems on the table here. I need one more ring. Two more long birds. Those could probably be found on top of something, right? Oh, is that the helmet? That's the helmet. Birds could probably be found on top of something. I feel like is a reasonable expectation here. I don't see any choppable trees in this level yet. Does that open? No, that does not open. Oh, hello. Did I try that one yet? I think I did. Oh, here's an axe. That's 2 axes. I will stay here. Thank you. Can I make you jump? No. Not one of those. That's like... That's a hammer. That's not one of the axes. I think there's a gem under there originally. Oh, here's another bird. Okay. Hiding behind. So those long birds are going to be hiding. More so than just on top of something, I think. We'll also grab that while we're here. Where could that sword be? Usually when I see something like that I've got to find, it's just like leaning against a wall. And there certainly are a lot of weapons leaning against walls. Is this it? Alright, half of it's obscure, but that was it. What about that gray owl? The gray owl is most likely going to be in a tree. But... Is that a shiny? That's a shiny. 6 more of those. Is that movable? That is movable. Wait, really? Was that just right there? How long has that been sitting there for? Okay, then. Third hand axe, third hand axe. Please tell me I'm not going to have trouble with the gray owl. What is this? I don't know what that is. It looks like a coconut, but it's not something that I need. What were the first two long neck birds? They were like behind things, so maybe that sets precedent for the third one. I need one more gem before I can start using the pinger. Are there any clouds that might have gems on them? No, not really. What about hidden in like the... Because there was one that was like in there. That's a gem. Alright, so now I can get the pinger. Is that a ring? That's the third ring. Okay, so I just need 2 birds. I hear something. In this direction? Oh, it's in your eye. Another one. Alright, over here. Very nice. But still... I don't think I've seen anything out here. Is there either of the birds out here? I thought the birds were going to be some of the easier ones, but they're the last ones for me to find. Is that something? That is not something. That's just a broken rock. Hello, Sledge. Let me know if you see any birds. This isn't a huge level. I don't think there's anywhere to look that I've missed. In the name of time, I might just start using the hint system. I also feel like, especially this one, there's not many places you could hide. Left side out in the open. Yeah, I expect that they'll both be out in the open, sort of. But... unless you're doing something like unbird-like, like, I don't know, hiding in the rocks or something. Or at least un-owl-like. While we're looking at that, so this one's also in the western direction, visible from outside. So same deal, so we can just ignore half the level. Left of the dancing golems. Oh, yeah, okay. I saw that, and I thought it was just like, I don't know, a cat or a rodent or something like that. That's for the last long-necked, pigeon. The first two were kind of sticking out behind things. So I'm guessing that's where the third one is going to be also. Wouldn't be... Oh, here you are. Wouldn't be bad camouflage in a place like that, I was going to say. Alright. That's 9-2. The classical area is another world that was mostly designed by me, and that means, well, Anna still created the art assets, but I found the reference images and designed the layout for the levels. I wanted it to look like the sunny places Matt and I have been on holidays. Matt and Anna really love fantasy stuff, and I'm not as creative as they are, so I like to make these more realistic levels to balance things out. Ah, yes, fantasy versus reality. This was one of the main design issues we struggled with. At first, most of our ideas were about real-world holiday destinations, but there's already a lot of great games out there that focus on that style of content. So we gradually added more and more fantasy elements to make ours more unique. Which levels do you prefer? Both, really? Although I wouldn't say that, this game has been leaning hard towards one or the other. I think it's fair to say there's been both, like, real-world looking locations and also, you know, undead mountain volcano places. We ask all of our players and save their responses since it's useful to know what sort of levels we should add in the future. I wonder if there is a Steam stat that is tracked that has to do with those answers. I would be very interested in what the answers are if that was the case. Anyway, in the end, you mostly just end up making whatever we personally find most interesting. Indeed. Alright, so that was 9-2. Did I not find all the gems in there? Apparently I didn't. I will maybe go back for that later. How have I been doing on that, by the way? Alright, looks like I've gotten a decent amount of progress in some of the earlier ones. Alright, 9-3, the Cypress Isles. The age-old question, is the cypress tree and, by extension, copper named after the island of Cyprus, or is it the other way around? Okay, so it's a spot the difference. Just gonna grab that. Let's see, there's a card stuck to this mast. That is a blue clay. I see you're different. Anchor versus gear. Anything else? I might have a slightly easier time with this one. There's a clamshell there and one and not in the other. I might have a slightly easier time with this one than in previous ones because it does look like this is a very, like, segmented level. And I can look at one area at a time. Hello. Is there nothing over here? You're all facing the same way? No, it doesn't look like it? Alright. I will take that. Nothing there either. Alright, so there's a sea star on the cloud there, not on the other. These look the same. Is there going to be anything like way hidden off screen this time? I still don't really like that. The one level that I did in the last stream where something was hidden way off in the distance. Mainly because, like, it appeared first in, like, World 8, and by that time you sort of have the understanding that, like, the game won't be pulling tricks like that, and then it did, but whatever. I'm trying to, like, count the spots on you to make sure you're the same, but I think you are. What are there? There's 8 more differences to find. Let's see. These are fairly small details, so not really going to spend a ton of time looking there. Is that a corn dog? Pancakes. We just left their food out in the middle of these aisles. Right, you're facing the opposite way. haven't seen a gem on any of the last couple islands. And that's not one of them. Here's one. Is it time to zoom in on the main area now? Alright, different rock. Or different part of the rock, I guess. You're facing a different way. There's a Pokeball and not a Pokeball. They're the same animal doing the same things. Tetris block, same Tetris block. There's a sand slime and not a sand slime. Doing good on the doing good on the differences so far, not so much on the collectibles. Helix fossil. Oh, I wasn't trying to click on that, but that works too. I was trying to click on that. I don't know if I've gotten it yet, but I'm pretty sure there's an achievement in the game at some point for, like, knocking over, I think that's a star behind here, for knocking over a certain number of animals from their perches. This... Alright, different crustacean down there. There's just one more. A couple more shinies to find, though. There's no cutaway area, right? Usually when there's a cutaway area, there's something big you can click on to make it appear. Alright, the last difference is always gonna give me trouble. I feel like there should be more in the middle to find. What's this music from? I can't quite place this. This music. It might just be like the title music for this game or something like that. Music that was written for this game and not reappearing from a previous Epic Battle Fantasy game. I keep thinking, oh, that is a gem. I thought that was just a bit of rock. Goat in the middle. Goat in the middle up here. Wait, where was that? Alright. I'll take that. Now back to goat in the middle. Something about this guy? Oh yeah, bigger. I guess male and female go. Alright, so that's the last one of those. There's two more gems to find. We'll take care of that real fast. Here on the grass. And any more out. Out this way, perhaps? Seal just barking up a storm over there. Not seeing the last pinger going off. Can't be that hard to find. This isn't a huge level. Unless there is something way out to sea that I'm missing. I think there was something on that way back in the beginning. I feel like this balloon should move. A lot of the other balloons you can move, but that one's just stationary. That doesn't move. Okay, somewhere close to here. Here. Alright, so where is it gonna, get a little stronger? Oh, is this it? That is it. Alright. That was a little diabolical. Alright, 9-3. I don't remember finishing work on this level. It looks more cartoonish. Did someone vandalize it? It's been sitting in our unfinished folder for so long that the temptation took over and I filled in the missing parts. Oh, so it was officially vandalized by Anna? I guess that doesn't look too bad, but I'm gonna set my files to private after this. I can also make the rest of your levels look more fun if you want. Alright, don't edit my files. What's wrong with you? Alright, what are we... Anna, what are we doing? What? Should I be worried? Feline dining. Alright, that's a pun. Very funny, Kupo Matt. So here we have... Alright, this is exactly what was promised. Let's see. 18 targets, 18 gems. A lot of food items, naturally. Pizza, tomatoes, bread, soda. Let's see. Nothing in there. There's a pizza. I don't know if that is the pizza. It is apparently not. Let's see. Didn't see anything in either of these to click on. Oh, should I start going around looking for, like, gems and trees and stuff like that? That's the soda. And the easy things, like movable objects or choppable trees or that sort of thing. For example, this hiding out back there. Or green gems hiding in the branches, that kind of thing. Clang. Alright. What is this? Why are you like... That's not food. What are you doing there, Mr. Cat? Alright, so I'm gonna take that. Yeah, okay, so I couldn't see what was behind that, but I'm glad that that was useful. Gem next to the moving horse. Next to it... Oh, behind there. There we go. Alright, good cats, thank you. There's also one over here. See that vending machine shaking? Alright. We're kicking the vending machine to see if see if anything falls out for free. That was not useful. Some lovely shaped hedges. Are these like suits of cards? Clubs, hearts, diamonds, and... Is there a spade somewhere? It's probably a spade somewhere. That was one of them. I need to remember to check the manhole covers, because they're having a couple useful things underneath those. So scorpion, maybe not. Maybe not this time. Is that one of the... That's a sword, alright. I'll want that. Got these light gray pigeons. Let's try... down here. That's a pearl, I believe. Alright, bread. Someone just threw their switch in the garbage. Why would you throw out a perfectly working switch? Alright. Very satisfying noise. I see this shaking. Nope. Alright. Blue lizard? What are those blue lizards supposed to be? I guess this isn't, can the right column be broken? This one? No. That would be funny if it could, though. I imagine that would cause quite a bit of destruction when it lands. There are so many pizzas in this level. I think... No, that wasn't one of them? It looked like one of them. There we go. That was that one. Alright. Also, these umbrellas should be closed, which probably not a terrible idea. Just in case there's something behind them. We've still got, like, mascot cat wearing that, like, Persian hat thing somewhere in here. Card? Card. Ice cream slimes. That's an appropriate one to find around here, around a place like this. Is there a kite shield? No. Is there one of these guys? No. Just a squeak toy. What about any of this food in here? So there's a chicken leg. Oh, there was this food in there. Fez? Yeah, alright. That sounds about right. Can't open that suitcase. Alright, that's a pizza. I feel like you told me that that kind of hat was called a fez in a previous stream and I've forgotten. Alright, that's an apple. I still haven't really... I feel like if I zoom out, the red hat should be easy to find unless it's hidden behind something. I still haven't really gone into, like, the middle of the level, so maybe it's time to start actually doing that. We're, like, halfway there. Unless you're, like, hidden behind a tree or something. Where would a starfish be? There's been a couple of starfishes that have just been sitting on top of things. I was kind of hoping that I could, like, open, like, the top bun on that massive hamburger and find something interesting underneath it, but it seems that that wasn't it. Not happening. Also got the chili pepper. Money? Alright, just gonna take that if you don't mind. I'm not immediately seeing as much in the middle as I thought I was going to. What about this, like, bottle? Anyone got a bottle on their table or anywhere else? Very large mustard bottle. Not quite what I was looking for. What's this, the gift shop? Alright, that's the shield, thank you. There's a pile of fish here for some reason. Wait, is this you? That is you. Alright, I briefly saw, like, a couple pixels of a red hat there. Alright. Way to hide the most distinguishing features of that character. Alright. But what about things like the chili pepper? I still... Chili pepper cake... I feel like I've seen a lot of cake. Should I have examined cake that I see more closely? Like, there's this cake, which is not it. There's this cake, none of which is it. I forget if there was cake like... No, that's a sandwich. Same general shape, but not... Nothing in there. Oh, here's the chili pepper. And the same thing for, like, the chicken leg. Like, it's a fairly innocuous one. Is that a gem? That's a gem. Alright, we'll take that. I need one more, and then the pinger will start going off. I think those are chicken eggs. Is this the chicken? There we go. Alright. You're, partaking in cannibalism, I believe. Eating that basket of the popcorn chicken or whatever it is. What about the bottle? I also feel like the bottle is probably going to be on a table somewhere. I think I said that already. But... gem on the coffee stall. Where, on the eye cup? Or on this one? Oh, here, this one. Is that a starfish? That is the starfish. There hasn't been much back on, like, this side. So, I wonder if I should look closer for more stuff around here. Hello, what is this? Is there... which direction? Seems to have gone away up there. Oh, here? Alright, that's one. Now that I think about it, I also haven't found much down here. Is there just like a, I don't know, wine bottle? These are not the ones I'm looking for. How is the cake hiding this well? Alright, there's another one I see back there. Alright, just one more gem. Oh, here's the wine bottle, I think. Yeah, that's it. So... come on, I've looked at, like... is this the cake? There we go. Alright. I've looked at, like, all these tables so many times, and I still can't tell if I found everything. Manhole next to the fountain. You think that's where the pigeon is? Down here. Alright. Any other? I'm not sure how likely a pigeon is to be in the manhole cover, but it's worth a try. I feel like it's going to be hiding behind a tree, like on the ground, but behind a tree. I'm already back at max hints. It didn't feel like it's been that long. Should I just use one? Eastern area. Alright, so I do have to move something. Wait. Was it really just that? Okay. I don't know how I didn't see that earlier. But that's... there's one more gem. Alright. Let's see. Just wave the cursor around. I do notice that so far in World 9, I haven't found as many gems like in trees as I have earlier. There's been a bunch of them like behind trees and stuff, but not so many in them. Alright, so a broad pass over the level didn't make the pinger go off, so maybe I should start... Ow. Maybe I should start zooming in. See if I can make it go off, or just see it myself, which happens sometimes. Though usually that's earlier in the level that I just find it myself. Either I'm just going too fast, I'm like missing surface area, or the last gem is actually pretty well hidden. Again, there's nothing off in the distance, right? I guess I could use a hint for this too. Northern half. Out in the open. Oh, hello. Alright. Where was the cursor when that happened? Up? Up? Oh, here. In the eye. Alright. So that took a little longer than I thought it was going to. Even though a lot of my levels are based on real locations, I don't want to make them too identifiable. I don't want to accidentally offend anybody. Like, I don't know why, but there's always going to be some person that thinks I'm insulting a culture by portraying everyone as cats, you know? Yeah, I feel like maybe cats, you're probably safe by making people cats, because nobody doesn't like cats, except for, like, the occasional extremely grumpy person, but I feel like cats on the internet are probably one of the few universally safe things. Yes, review bombing. That happens when 4chan discovers something they don't like. If anyone does end up offended by some content, we can just say Lance did it. He loves arguing on the internet anyway. That's a good idea. That's the real reason Lance is on the team. He'd be great at managing our social media presence if we were working on something intentionally controversial, but it's probably best that we keep him hidden from the public for now. Oh well, at any rate, I don't like arguing, so I'm gonna avoid starting any controversy. Alright. Port Olympus. With 2 S's. Alright, we're just gonna not acknowledge that one. This is a fairly large spot to difference. Okay. I'm gonna have to start somewhere. Let's start over here. Is the tic-tac-toe game the same? Oh, it's a cutaway. There's a pot over there. That's a gem. Animals are the same. Window is the same. Oh, there's another cutaway. Thank you. Are these all cutaways? Alright, that is a card. Clutter. Alright, mask on the wall is different, so that's one. Does anything happen when you pop the balloons? I've popped balloons in a couple of levels, but I don't think... For a minute, I thought it was, like, rotated in a different direction. I popped a couple of manhole covers, that's one, but a couple of balloons, but I don't think there's ever been anything behind them yet. Maybe there will be in the future. Meow. Alright, same animals. Same animals, same food on the table. Same plants down here. Alocasia. Alright, lizard with the wings flared out. I think everything on these tables are the same. Alright, same dead fish in the sewer. Regrettable. Alright, so the contents of that are different. I see a gem over there. Bowl, okay. Oh, the lily pads are the same. These Starball things look like they should be gems. Alright, let me start out on this end. Thank you. I think all these animals are the same. The statue's the same. This tourist trap area. Alright, thank you. I'll take that. Looking at the helmets. These are the same helmets, right? Gem in the squirrel stall. There we go. Had trouble remembering where I saw that. The more I see like an animal or whatever that's the same between scenes when I scan over like this, the more sure I am that the next one is going to be different. What is that? Is that like a tiling error? I think, is that water? There's just like a spot of water as if like there's a tile that's not covering up properly. Anyway, different helmet. Thank you. Just a Dragon Ball reference, these things? Yeah. I think someone else said that in a previous video, the Star Balls or whatever. But they do look like they should be, currency. Alright, someone had a little bit too much to eat. I think we'll go back to the default music there. I see a gem. Did I see a second gem, or was that just a lemon? Alright, the bush isn't there. That's the sort of thing that probably would have given me a hard time in previous levels. Bush that was there or wasn't there. Different float. Got 6 more gems to find. Anything in here? 5 more gems to find. That does not move. 4 more gems to find. Different potion bottle. 4 more targets to find. That didn't do anything. Is your meal a tennis ball, sir? Thank you. Alright, the pinger should be going off now. I didn't zoom in on here yet, I don't think. Alright, where are we going? Alright, so it's getting... Is it behind here? It's behind there. Alright. Probably should have finished looking around for that first. Differences. Alright, different sea animal there. The duck is fishing. Is there no way to make these, like, cranes move? I don't think... It looks like you should be able to, like, make the dog or whoever inside their wheel run and make the crane move, but I don't think there ever actually has been. There's gems back there, okay. Oh, I thought that lizard was a gem for a moment. I've been over the entire level now. There's 2 differences left. Is there any place which I haven't, like, checked thoroughly? Last thing is around here somewhere. Oh, here, behind the traffic cone. Alright, well, just 2 differences left. This didn't take super long. I just revealed that cricket over there. Is there anything else missing in this clump of vegetation? I don't think so. Any differences with the fountain? I also don't think so. Oh, okay, that's one. I didn't even, clicked on that by accident, didn't realize that was there. Is there anything else in, like, the middle? Like, what about this section? I haven't found any differences over here. There isn't anything... Like, there is definitely a suspicious lack of things to be found in this section here, but there's also just not that many objects. Are the lily pads the same? The lily pads are the same. These, like, fishing nets. Pretty sure those are the same. And I can't move that, can I? Dog captain. Alright, well, we'll see. Southern half and out in the open. It's gotta be something obvious, right? Like something large that I didn't see. Southern half. Fortunately, probably there's less stuff in the southern half than in the northern half. Am I sure about everything on the table being the same? Got some more cannibal chickens here. It's a wonderful sound when you click on the pool noodles. Just gonna eat that to make it stop distracting me. Eat your pizza. Well, I think I'm kind of straying into the northern half now, so I feel like whatever it is, I probably had it on my screen not too long ago, but I just missed it. "12 minutes, should I just ask?" Oh, okay, the fish. Alright. Definitely went past that one 3 or 4 times and I didn't see it. Alright. I recently realized it's highly probable that you already figured this out, but I don't think it's mentioned anywhere that you can use keyboard shortcuts. You can move the camera with WASD and the arrow keys, and you can zoom with Q and E. Yeah, okay, I've been doing escape, but I've been mostly using the mouse for everything else. Alright. Say, good to know. As a gamer, I know the importance of having some control scheme options. People complain if that stuff is missing. Anyway, if you have any other features you'd like to see, go annoy Matt on the Discord server or something. If he likes the idea, then I'll consider listening to it. Alright. So, you got an endless amount of work to do as it is, and my energy levels are crashing again. That's what the soda items are for, Lance. Anyway, the life of a game developer. Let's go and, what is this? Is this a Safari level? I didn't actually see the title. This is definitely getting bigger. Okay, so we've got 37 targets to find. Wow. Alright, good lord. There are 3 cards in here, so a lot of animals. 5 eggs. 5, I think those are like camel statues, 5 pieces of manure. I can move all of these. Don't see anything immediately. Very round squirrel. Let's see. That's one thing. That is not a thing. This isn't even the final level in World 9, is it? This is a 9-6, I think. Alright, that's one. It's gonna be a little while before we get to the point where we can see all these targets on screen at once. Nothing behind there. Thank you. I'm gonna go in the chicken coop. Yeah, alright, let's focus on one area at a time. We've got a dog in the sunglasses and a dog in that fancy hat there. There's a fish next to the shipwreck. Hang on, let me just click all these things in the hopes that maybe one of them is useful. Next to the shipwreck. Now I have to find what actually I'm looking for because there are so many of them. These guys. That's a seal pup, and these are different piles of fish. So unless there was another shipwreck, or oh, here behind that thing. All right, there we go. Thank you very much, sir. Here's a round squirrel. All right, we'll take that one real fast. That is accidentally grabbing the stream dashboard. Is that a gem? That is not a gem. Alright, we got penguins, though. Are there any penguin targets? There's also a lot of... Maybe not a lot, but there's a couple of food items. Actually, no. Just the egg and the hot dog. Might have been, remembering something from a different level. Let's see. Is that another one of the fish? That is not one of the fish. That's a different fish. Hello. Gonna grab that. What about in here? No? What about... Did I see something shake? Or is that like your tail animating or something? Can I anger the elephant? I can anger the elephant. Grab that. Grab that star. New world unlocked already? Wow. Am I already up to 9 hints? Those do regenerate fast. Technically, most targets can be considered food. Yeah, everything is edible. Some things are only edible once, as a wise old man once said. I think that was originally said about, like, mushrooms or whatever, but it does apply to pretty much everything. Is that? No? Oh, it was the round squirrel that I had to find, and I think I already found that. I can't make you open your mouth. I feel like I should be able to make the crocodilians open their mouths. Here's another one of the camel statues. Like, you'd think the inside of an alligator or a crocodile mouth would be a good place to hide something, but I don't think I found any one of those that I can actually interact with in that way. It's the lioness watching TV on the iPad or something. Was that... Okay, so there's 5 camel statues to find. What is that? Is that an egg? That's an egg. Shiny, another shiny. The brown squirrels that I need are, like, facing the other way, yeah. Tentacle next to the frog bins. Here? There. For some reason I was expecting that one to be something smaller. Alright. I see you're shaking, so that's gonna be a lizard. Is there a whole series of those, or just the one? Just the one, I guess. A little snake hiding behind the cactus. Is that a volleyball? Thank you. I don't think I've got to find any other snakes. Just, one lizard and a frog. Frog can probably be found near the water, right? Should I look closer at that? Is that a broken egg? That's unfortunate. Oh, I've got to find a couple of those. Two more of those. That's an egg. Is that one of the fish? That is one of the fish. I should drink something. Sludge, I don't know if you were here earlier when I said that, but my voice is feeling a little weird today, and I don't know if I'm gonna stream for like 2.5 hours like I often do, but it's been what, like an hour, and I don't feel like I'm dying yet, so that's a good sign. I've been in that barn already, apparently. It's one of those spiral crabs from Epic Battle Fantasy. Hello. Grab that while we're here. Oh, you're not a target. That's a target. This level is so big that, like, I don't even know how much of it I've seen already. Seen so far. Different frog. Round frog. I'm just zooming in on random places and hoping that one of them is, like, relevant. Okay, I do remember seeing that in the target list. We can chop that one down, and there was nothing behind it. Okay. That sound effect has been in Epic Battle Fantasy games for a very long time. I think since at least 2, possibly 1. I don't remember when the bird enemies that you fought were introduced. That's 1 card. It's only the first card I've seen so far. That's a no-legs cat. Alright. Very rare breed. He's unusually blue and doesn't appear to have any limbs. Yet somehow he can hold his own in a fight. I don't know how the no-legs design came to be the first time around. I don't know if it was just because that was really, really early on and Koopamat either thought it was funny for some reason or just didn't feel like drawing limbs or animating limbs. There's a little Among Us there. Or if there was some other, like, inside joke that led to it. Have I moved these yet? I don't see anything behind any of these. Unless there was a gem or something. I saw a lot of chickens. Did I just, like, pass by a chicken that I could have selected and forgot to do it? Where have some of the chickens been? Oh, you're a white chicken. You're a rooster. You're another chicken. Another white chicken. Don't see a brown one yet. Alright, that's the hot dog. Somebody just threw money in the garbage. That's another egg. I need 2 more eggs. Alright, so you look like you're up to no good. In that, that hen house there. Alright, nothing underneath those. Is that? No, that's just part of the rail, not a shiny or anything. East of the fast food, east of the fast food stall. This one here. There we go. Oh, and we've also got that. Have I seen one of these spy glasses, like, on the roof of something? Again, I feel like I have, but that might have been a previous level. I see the shaking vending machine. Alright, that's a soda bottle. We've got 16 left. We're like more than halfway through this, and just thinking that in the beginning of the game, 16 left would have been like the entire level. I can't wait to see what 9-7 looks like. I'm also not having great luck with the cards so far. Oh, that contained that camel statue earlier. Got some mammoths. Again, I feel like I saw something shaking, but it might have just been the tail of that elephant there. Waving back and forth. Okay, so I can't agitate these grates and make something pop out. Kiwi, kiwi. Gem west of the mammoth. Assuming that wasn't the one that I just clicked on. Okay, so it was the one that I clicked on. That was an egg. Was that the last egg? No, there's one more egg. And they've all been, like, behind stuff, so I'm guessing the last one will be too. Have I looked out here yet? I honestly can't remember. I think I looked in here already. In these enclosures. Pandas. I don't think I've looked at the pandas yet. That door was not open, which tells me I probably haven't. Grab that. Did this rhino just, like, break its way out of its enclosure? Run this guy over? That's some environmental storytelling. Oh, here's the last camel statue. Alright. That one was kind of staring me in the face, but... Camel statue east of the rhino? Yeah, that one. That's a peacock feather. Alright, so we need that. That's a frog. And we are down to enough targets that we can fit them all on screen. Alright, that's progress. That feels like a big achievement. Even though it's basically just a random number which is determined by how much space is on the screen. That frog is not a target. What about inside? Duck. Alright, right there. I haven't really done great on finding the animals so far. I still don't know where the chicken is, and I feel like that one should be easy, because there's plenty of chickens to find. Dog in a green hat? Maybe? Look for the green hat? Or the heart-shaped sunglasses? Alright, that's another card. Alright, Matt and no legs. Alright, that's the squirrel. More gems under there. 8 more gems to find. Shinies, as I've been calling them. The dog in the sunglasses is also there. You are doing the playful pose, so it would have to be somewhere where there's like a little bit of space for that. These, I believe these are baobab trees. I think they're from Madagascar. They hold a lot of water, quite drought tolerant, as you would hope something from that part of the world to be. There's also a porcupine, which is like the last like exhibit animal that I need to find. Have I seen a porcupine yet? I don't think I have. Why is the frog just sitting on that bench? Oh, here's the one in the green hat. Alright. Oh my god, there's just like a leaf in this entire area. I've just got to find a leaf. And did I really just happen to zoom in on it? I'm never getting that lucky again. What about the chicken, though? So there's some that I have an idea where I might want to look like the piles of poo I might want to look like in the enclosures. And the eggs tend to be like hidden behind things. But the other 3 I'm not really so sure about. Expert leaf finder. Hello, Snitter. Haven't seen you around much. I hear you got a kid. I imagine that's keeping you busy now. So many diapers. Yeah, alright, there's the chicken. That's the age, alright. And then you move on to the age where they just decide that it's the best thing that they could do with their time is scribbling things on the walls. Got that to look forward to. Yeah, I've been playing... Alright, here's the last egg. I've been playing a little bit of this Where's Waldo game here for the last couple of weeks. And it's breaking my brain, because I'm not good at looking for things. I might just start using the hint system, because it's we've been here for a while so far. But I also still feel like there's probably space in this level I just haven't looked yet, just because this one's so big. I can't wait until we come up to a spot the difference level that's just like, find the one flamingo that's different. Because there's gotta be one of those in this game, right? Porcupine next to the outside fence next to the pandas. That's one hell of a prepositional phrase. The outside fence next to the pandas. The pandas were here, and the outside fence is here. Alright, I got it. Alright, here's one of the piles of manure. Alright, there's a frog in there. Not what I'm looking for. There is just the one more. There is still a card, though. Should I, turn on the cursor that's for finding cards? Hope that I can find that. The gems I won't be too torn up if I don't find, but the cards I kind of will be. Alright, here's the last pile of poo. Alright, that's great. But let's at least find the card. Alright. Should I use the hint? Eastern area. Visible out in the open. Alright, so that doesn't... I mean, it does narrow it down by half, but it doesn't really narrow it down much. Alright, there's a gem here. Thank you. Card out in the open. Here? There we go. Alright. That's a panda bear. Alright, so I think we'll take our leave from this one, and now... Hey Matt, I've got an email from a guy who says he's sorry for pirating the game. What's our stance on that? What do I think about piracy? Just look at me. So it's okay as long as he dresses like a pirate? Yeah, now you get it. Obviously, we appreciate it when players give us money. Money is really good and all, but not everyone values games the same way. Some people just don't have a lot of money or just want to try a product or just don't like the platforms that sell it. And then some countries get hit with massive sales taxes, tariffs, or crazy inflation rates. Nothing gamers can do about that. Steam has been better lately about localizing prices, though, so that's pretty nice. And some people are just cheap like me. I won't hold it against them. So... Hold on, how are you planning to pay us? Lance overheard that. Maybe some people will buy 2 copies? That sounds like wishful thinking. I better start looking for a new job. Yeah. Alright, before you start on this next level, I'm gonna warn you that Lance made this one and it's super hard. The levels you guys make are too easy on the eyes, too pleasing to look at. I've decided to shake things up and make a sweaty challenge that only the most elite gamers can endure. Report back to me when you're done. I probably will. Okay, I hear the... Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be one of these levels. I saw the ping. I'm afraid to move the cursor. Otherwise I'll lose my place. But it's not pinging now, which means I probably already did lose my place. Card? Card. Alright, that's the Lance card. I think that makes sense. Oh no, it's Lance designing a level and Natalie's horrified. Alright, yeah, this is gonna make me go blind. There's only 18 targets though. Gem under the table. Let's see. Do I need any of these? Of course, we've got a lot of handheld gaming devices which I've got to find. Angry face? Where's the angry face? The angry face is probably going to be a sticker on someone's computer, right? Thank you. Thank you again. Take that. Is it the Among Us? No, not the Among Us. Not in this level. Cool S. I see that shaking. That's an electronic logic gate graffitied onto the wall right there. Birds what? I assume that says birds aren't real. There's been a couple birds aren't real jokes in various epic battle fantasy games over the years. Handheld gaming device? I think that's one of them. That is one of them. Alright, first official target of this level. Dogs rule. And cats meow. What was this music from? Was this music from like one of the secret areas from EBF 5? Or was it like a Bullet Heaven song? It might have been a Bullet Heaven song. You playing Catan over there? I cannot remember where this song is from. Alright, why is there just like the claw thing of a digger machine? Like one of those excavators? Did I see a ping? Warmer, this direction. Alright, there's the fish. Here we go, stuck between the desks. Okay. Is that, It's obviously 3D art, but I wasn't sure if it was, like, actually modeled, like, with plastic or 3D printed or something, or if it was just, like, done in Blender. I think it might have been done in Blender, because the background looked very, like, CG. Alright, I can kick you around. Reminds me of one of my, favorite XK CDs, holding the coefficient of friction on the desk chair. A lot of gems so far. No targets. That's not the angry face. Similar though. There's like gotta go up a little bit. Yeah, see that's... Oh, here's the angry face. I was gonna say, that's where I was expecting to find it. Can whiteboards be moved? We'll find out after I figure out exactly what's pinging. In this direction? Holder? It seems to be in this aisle somewhere here. Is that it? No, that's not it. It's behind something? Behind you, there we go. Alright, so that's Lance and Flybot. Now, let's see about these whiteboards. Alright, it looks like they can be. Hello? Alright. That's one of the targets. But we've also got this, like, 3 pi over 2 pizza over here. And I don't know if that's going to be by the food area, or if someone's going to have taken it back to their desk. We'll see if... Is that it? No, that's not it. That's also not it. Here it is, I think. Yeah. Alright. The blue egg is not a target. None of the... Oh, I thought I clicked on the N64 controller. I don't think any of the controllers are targets, just the consoles themselves, with some broken hard drives. Blue E-tube on the box on the north. Doesn't narrow it down much. Oh, here. That one. That makes sense. Let's see, we've got a corn dog. Again, as a food item, which could be in the food area, or it could be back at someone's desk. I'll take that. And we've got a giraffe, and after that it's basically a bunch of gaming consoles. And a chicken, and a bone. Someone was not being very responsible about where they were putting their throwing stars. Did I find a hard drive? Where did I find a hard drive? Probably on one of the desks somewhere. This is a fun level, though. I think the metal concert was still my favorite level in the game, but this might be a close second. Corn dog. I said giraffe as my cursor was over it. Really? I'm honestly surprised that doesn't happen more often. Where was I when I said that? Like up here? Somewhere? I feel like I was up here when I said that. I can also open like all these pizza boxes and see if there's anything in them. Because a lot of the time there probably will be. I thought that was a, you know, now that we found all the cards, I thought that, this one I think. Thought this was a hard drive, but that's just a optical CD. Also, a lot of these chairs can move. And I don't know how worth it it's going to be to kick all of them around. Like in the middle, west of the Pirate Cat. West of the Pirate Cat. I assume by that you mean this one. Okay, here we go. Thank you very much. We also got a PS2 somewhere. Where would that be? Over here by the old gaming machines? I see GameCubes, which were of the PS2 generation, but not any PS2s themselves. Is that it? That's it, okay. Couldn't really see the logo, which wasn't of much help, but... Still need to find... Is that a Game Boy? Is that like a Wii U tablet? Something like that? So again, if we assume that a lot of them are more or less equally spaced out, here's another hard drive. Then the places I might want to look might be like around here. Do we see a chicken or a bone? I see a bone. Or, oh, duh, there's the chicken. I uncovered that ages ago. Yeah, the chicken was right there. I don't know if you consider what I'm doing right now like metagaming it, like saying there's nothing in this area, so there's probably something I missed. But it feels like it's working so far. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Is that a PS3 up there? I bet if I were to look through this level, I would be able to find pretty much every console that was drawn for the game. In fact, is there an achievement for that? I know that... Oh no, 1.6 was the one where you have to click on all the consoles. If I looked in these boxes, alright, that's the Wii U gamepad. I assume it's supposed to be a Wii U gamepad anyway. I know there have been quite a few other portable devices that look sort of like that form factor, but the Wii U is usually the one that people think about. Alright, so this section here, I still haven't found anything. We see a purple Game Boy, an orange Game Boy, or a hard drive. Hard drive right there. Up here... See a gem. Purple Game Boy or an orange Game Boy? Purple Game Boy right there. Maybe in the middle for the last one. You thought it was a Switch Lite? I thought those were, like, solid color, like red or blue or that kind of thing. Am I thinking of, like, 3DSs or something? Where else? So there still doesn't seem to be anything in, like, this section here, if I zoom all the way in. Is there anything else I can move? What about in here? There we go. Alright, so that was the last one. Definitely, the metagaming sort of worked, but I happened to look in the wrong big empty area. Alright, I'm gonna leave the last gems for now. I think we can move on now. That was 9-7. Done playing? Alright, give it a status report. I did like that one. Maybe I didn't copy and paste enough repetitive sections. It's not too late to go back and make it harder. That's a very Lance thing to say. Anyway, that's 9-7. My voice actually, like, feels better now than it did when I started, which is usually the opposite of how this goes, so I think I'm going to keep going a little bit. How long have I been going? An hour and a half or so? Alright. I will, however, hydrate myself. Alright, so 10-1, Trick or Doggy Treat. So this is going to be a Halloween level, I think. We've got some, a little bit of a shade on the screen here. It's a little bit dark here. Somebody spilled their candy, which is unfortunate. There are 16 targets, 14 gems, and 1 card. Cat in a hockey mask. Not quite that mask. Oh, that's a dog. Thank you. Is that something I can open? That is sort of something I can open. Is the skull one of them? The skull is one of them. Alright. Gonna just grab that out of the trash. You have something going on there, that's for sure. What about these leaves? These oak leaves. Something tells me that they're not going to be as hard to find as some of the other leaves, but I could very easily be proven wrong on that. Can I? Okay, so that I can burst the leaf piles, which is probably not a bad place to look for such a thing. Is that a what was that? A reciprocating saw, or a no? That's something else. Can't remember what those tools are called. They're fun to use when you use them to, like, shear hedges or that sort of thing. What? It's been a while since the last level with explosions. Yeah, I'm a little surprised there haven't been more of them, because they are a very satisfying interaction when they go off. Thank you, I'll take that. All this candy on the ground, I feel like it's just a matter of time until I notice one of those, like, multicolored gem piles that's pretending to be one of those. Alright, that's a ghost. One of them. Got a DS over there. Got the Xbox refrigerator model. Green blob in the shed. Green blob in the shed. I forgot that was one of them. Yeah, see, this candy is just begging to have shinies hidden inside it. Oh, okay. That was the sticker card, not part of the background. Alright. Is this... No, that's a girl. That's not one of those manhole covers. What are these hands called? There's been a bunch of these hand-like things in this game, and I can't remember what they're called, and I feel like I should know that. Oh, there's Hockey Mask Cat. Alright. There's a couple things like this chocolate bar. The chocolate bar is probably going to be... Oh, this pizza. Chocolate bar is probably going to be somewhere around this, like, spillage of candy, right? That makes too much sense. Cupcake. It could always be in something like that, I suppose. If I see another, shaking, container. What about this frog? I also haven't found the oak leaf yet, which I guess is... Oh, there's the chocolate. Kind of contradicting what I said at the beginning about I have a feeling that won't be that bad. There we go. Alright, never mind. It was indeed underneath one of those leaf piles. I'm making better time on the targets than on the gems, though. I am also really surprised that I don't think I've seen any gems cosplaying as Candy so far. What is that? Is that a brain? Is that lunch? Does that count as a food item? Okay, so pumpkin carver inside the pumpkin. Someone just forgot it there when they were doing their jack-o'-lantern, I suppose. Did I check under you? What about a gem on top of this power line pretending to be like one of the caps? There's a skull there. What are these? These white ones. Are those like cheese pumpkins or something? Those are cool. I can tap every single one of the fence pieces. Alright, there's a frog. These pumpkins... There's been a couple of these pumpkins so far that have had things in them. Oh, wait. Gourd, right there. Bottle gourd. Last thing. Carving knife. I've been looking for gems. And I've been kind of distracted from the actual targets for a little while. They're just called ghost pumpkins. That'll work. There's another one of those, oh, hello. I'm at final three gems now. Colder, in here? That's one of them. Maybe I will find all of them in this level. Or the meat cleaver, I guess, is... is what that knife would be called. In here? In there. Alright, one more. If the knife wasn't... that's a golf ball. If the knife wasn't in a house, then... maybe, like, behind the house? Somewhere? Oops. The letter was in there, I think. Okay, the last... where is it? Oh, it's here, pretending to be a leaf. Alright. So yeah, none of the gems, as far as I remember, were pretending to be candy. South of the ghost pumpkins. So... here. There we go. Alright, that one wasn't too bad. Thank you for the, thank you for the assist. 277 items poked. Not making bad time. It's been, like, more than one world in less than 2 hours, which is... oh, it's a spot the difference. Alright. Is this gonna be a big one? A little bit. Not too big. But it's a very crowded spot the difference level, and I'm gonna have to scrutinize, like, every single pumpkin to find the one that's not the same. Which might take a while. Let's see. Let's go this way first. Can I pop this? Just for fun. Scarecrow facing the wrong direction. Gems. Oh, I wasn't even clicking that. I was trying to get to the gems. But that's good to have. I wonder how many items in total I've clicked on by accident so far in this game. Probably a couple dozen. What about, like... alright, Pikachu costume. Wand. Same pose there. Same weapon against the fence. Same doll underneath the leaves. Different mask. Yeah, alright. Wasn't sure about that. I had to look back and forth several times there. Alright, there's a card. Gonna grab that real fast. I like that one. I don't know why I feel the need to do that to all those bear traps, even though there's usually not any any reason to. Can I go inside? Should I go inside those things? I guess I probably should eventually. Did I actually look in here yet? I don't remember looking here. Did I just open it? Or click on it by accident or something? What about these, Alright, again, are we gonna see any gems cosplaying as Candy? Pizza's the same. Hat's the same. The other hat's the same. Alright, so in there, that's a difference. Different chicken. I mean, I guess that's how a horse would wear a mask. One of its vocalizations is just horse. That was also an accident, but I'll take it. Alright. Oh, that is different. Yeah, one of the ears is broken. Okay. I don't know if you would count that as clicking on it by accident or not, because I intended to click on it, but I didn't realize that there was a difference. Soda versus ketchup. There are 5 more differences. It's kind of a lot. We're down to final 3 gems. I think that's here. Looking for like decorations. Alright, so different bird. I will be staying here, thank you. What about... haven't really found much in the middle here. What is it? Bird on the east, yeah, that was the one that I just saw. What was making it go off? That was making it go off. Alright, so there's one more gem around. There we go. Alright, finally, gems cosplaying as Candy. Took several Halloween levels for one of those to appear. But... let's see, can you match the masks? I think everything on here is the same. I choose to believe that for that sound effect, Koopa Matt just went outside and held a microphone up to a chainsaw. I've done that a couple of times. Paper boat or paper hat? Is it only the second level? Maybe it is. I don't know how to count. I'll take your word for it. Surely there's got to be a difference somewhere out here. Oh yeah, the markings on the tombstone are different. Alright. I haven't seen many differences lately that have been like just a stone is missing from a path. There were a couple of those early on, but I haven't seen many things like that recently. Did I look in this food stall yet? Pumpkins, pumpkins. I think all of these pumpkins are the same. Is it worth, like, counting every single one of these vegetables? Maybe the bigger ones, certainly. The big pumpkins are the same. The, like... What is that? Is that a body bag? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Chicken is different? What was that down here? Ah, yes, one of them is gray. Alright. 2 more. This is probably the biggest empty area in this level. So I'm gonna try and look here. Oh, I can close the pumpkin too. Bear paws. I think all the candy in the buckets is the same. Wait. Oh, it's missing in one of them. Okay. This is still, like, a big empty area, though. Down, like... Okay, here, the last one. Alright, missing tree. So that's that. That was... What, about 10 minutes? 8:24. Not too bad. Hey, Drago, I don't know if you heard us talking about software piracy back there, but I thought you should know where we stand. We decided to make Find Matt's Cats very easy to pirate, because we want people to share it with casual gamers. You can just put the installation files on a CD and give it to your grandma or grandpa. Bro, no one uses CDs anymore. We're all burning USB sticks these days. Oh yeah? All I know is that every game won't fit on a floppy disk, so don't even try that. Is that the game won't even fit on a floppy disk. Yeah, floppies were... I think the biggest were 1.4 megabytes. Most CDs are 650 or so. This game should fit on that. What era did you grow up in? That optical disc for me. We had floppies when I was a kid, but they were... Not something that you would just, like, go to the store and buy. They were on their way out. At any rate, we encourage you to share Find Matt's Cats with anyone who might like it, and maybe they'll even buy their own copy eventually. Yeah, I've gifted a bunch of copies of EBF5 to people over the years. I expect I'll do the same with this game. Wizard X is probably gonna end up in a similar boat. Like, we'll ask you nicely not to pirate it, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of energy preventing people from doing it because we have better things to do. But we'll see. If it becomes a problem, I'll deal with it. If it doesn't become a problem, I probably won't deal with it. Is this... Alright, I didn't see that in the list, but that just felt like something that would be a target. Let's see. Oh my god. Alright, we just walked into a rave. I see there are music note particles. Coming out of the barn, even when it's closed. Let's see, there's a lot of stuff happening in here. The scream happened right when I clicked on this, like, on this elk, and I thought the scream was coming from the elk. Alright, so that was the pizza. That was the money. Or one of the monies, anyway. I see there are multiple of those. Is that the birdhouse? That's the birdhouse. Should I look inside all these pumpkins? There are some spirits hanging out in the graveyard who I see are enjoying the music. That was the Among Us. cat statue? Cat statue. Is there anything useful behind that? Don't think there was anything useful behind that. Yeah, the rubber duck is not one of them this time. Alright, so that is a nest of eggs. The oak leaf is not one in this level. Trying to like forget what was a target in a previous level. That's another money bag. Is a task in and of itself. Because I keep thinking, oh, I gotta find the rubber duck or whatever. But no, not in this level. The rubber duck was a different level. Can break all those. Piano hit. Alright, that's the last money bag. Okay, so that... I think there's a couple different shapes of hand on this area. That was not in this level. You fell off the roof. We need another one of those, like, bottle gourd guys. Spider and the pumpkin. Nuka-Cola. Money. Let's see. Have I passed by one of these guys yet? Again, I feel like I have, but I don't know if that was in this level or not. Where are you? Little bird thing. Gotta find a couple of flowers, too. Sad gourd next to the dizzy dog. Oh, okay. Let's see, what about a squirrel? Is a squirrel gonna... Alright, there's the card. Take that card. Alright, party in the wilderness. I haven't looked up at the top of the level yet, so we're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab that out of your eye. Gonna go in here. Alright, so there's a beaver in there. There's a... behind the tree, that's shiny. There's that shiny. There's this shiny. Wow, going around the back is profitable today. I think these are flowers. Those are flowers. Round squirrel? Oh, I see something jumping in there. Alright, that's the fishbone. Squirrel north of the scary tree. That would be here. Alright, thank you. We've got final 3 gems, and we've got some, like, orangey flowers. That's the color orangey, not random number generation. Can I move that? I can, but that wasn't productive. Gem in your eye. 2 more. The one flower, the red flower, was out back in the wilderness, right? So where is it? So the orange ones might also be back here somewhere. Is it more south? Oh, on the table there. Okay. I need 1 gem and 1 orange flowers. It's here somewhere. Behind this shop. Gem. Alright. Flowers between pumpkins. Which pumpkins? Oh, here we go. There we go. So that was 5 minutes and 59 seconds. I think we can move on to the next level now. Alright. How much of 10-4 am I gonna do in this stream? I kind of thought this was gonna be one of the shorter streams because I wasn't really feeling it at the beginning, but I guess just drinking a lot of... I think this kiwi is one of them. I guess just drinking a lot of water helps. Alright. Nothing else in there? Mousetrap? No, I can't make the mousetrap go there's a... Oh, I love that noise. There's a goat doing the ceremonies there. That's a VHS cassette. I should probably look at the target list. Alright, so we got a white cat, tiger cat splooting. Thank you. Candy, apparently. Pine cone. I'm just clicking on random objects that might be relevant right now. I haven't really still committed the list of actual targets to memory. I need one more candy. What was the pose of the white cat? Okay, so it's orange and it's the butthole pose and the orange feet. Orange socks. That's the last candy. That's a gem. Sorry. Any birds that I'm looking for? No birds that I'm looking for. One frog. Thank you. Should I look out for splooting cats? Like, actually, it looks more like you fell out of something than you're splooting on purpose. Like one of these guys. That pose. Somebody just left their hat on the steeple. Bunny in the maze. Maze is fairly big, but we'll see. Here? No, that's a cat. Oh, here we go. Hiding behind there. Alright. Good catch, thank you. Next to the water barrel? Yeah, there. Anything else in the maze? Maze feels like it would be a good place to hide more than I've found so far. That mask. This is a mask that I would often see hanging on a wall like that. Let's grab that. And also the dream catcher. I've seen some of those hanging from trees. Any dream catchers in trees? I'll take that shiny. That I know the disembodied hand is like a werewolf hand, not like whatever kind of paw that is. Got a small pumpkin. Snake. Snake can probably be found in the graveyard, right? I think that makes a reasonable amount of sense. Oh, wow. Gem right up there. Don't see a snake in the graveyard, so maybe we'll move on. Gem over there. Alright, that is a card with some Lance art. Watching scary movies. Alright, so you are... Oh, you got like... You're being stabbed. Okay, that's why you don't look pleased. Thank you. Alright, so there's something in there. That's a frog. There's a gem in your eye. Alright, there's the snake. We've got 2 pine cones left to find. A lot of Geminis in this level. In these Halloween levels in general. Oh, we're really down to... Wow, okay. Last 2 gems. Moving a little faster on those than I am on the actual targets. Any word on the dream catcher, or... I feel like I saw this, like, squash with a face carved into it somewhere. Before I realized that it was a target. Like in the maze or something. Mushroom above the crypt. Which one? There's a couple of those. Hold up, alright. Here? There, alright. One more. Above the crypt. Not that mushroom. Oh, this mushroom, I see. The top right one, yeah, that one. I haven't found anything up in this entire section of the level so far. Is that the hand? That's the hand. Oh, that's Butthole Cat, okay. So there's a couple things up here. Dreamcatcher? That's the Dreamcatcher. Alright, found 3. Is that the pumpkin? Four things in this section of the level, right there. Alright. What about pine cones? Maybe a pine cone? Is that a pine cone? That is not a pine cone. Oh, we've also got Cat that's doing the, like, Cheshire Cat. There we go. I need another bush that looks sort of like you. This one, no, your eyes are closed. There's also a cauliflower. Oh, here's that. Oh no, that's facing the other way. Here's the cauliflower. Maybe that was the one that I saw that I thought I was trying to find earlier. Oh, here's the other one. Alright, this is the one that... No, that's not the right pose either. Okay. I wonder, if are there any other leaf piles, maybe? Here's a pine cone. Is this the one? That's the one, okay. A lot of round slime gourd things that are sort of looking the same, but not exactly. Alright. Alright, I can chop this, and that's going to reveal a treasure chest with nothing in it. Anything else that's choppable? No. No other choppable trees? Pine cone above the green cat head in front of the cathedral. In front of the green cat's head. Not that green cat head. This green cat head. There we go. That green cat head. And I just need a pile of leaves with a bucktooth. Is that you? That is you. Alright. So, we've still got some stuff to look for. There's one shiny, which I think I'll... ow. Foot's falling asleep. One shiny, which I think I'll, try and track down. And still one card, which I definitely want to try and track down. I feel like I found the previous shiny a while ago. And then I figured that by the time I found the rest of the targets, I'd have the last one, but I kind of don't. The usual scanning motion doesn't seem to be helping here. And again, this isn't a level where there's a lot of space, but it is pretty stretched out, spread out. There's not really anywhere that I haven't looked yet. Wait, is that a card? That's the card. All right. It's one of the stickers, less a card, but we will accept that. And I just need to find one more. There we go. All right, next level. Yeah, jar, that jar. I assume that's the jar you were looking at. All right, so 10-5, the third impact. Ooh, is that blood? Wonderful. Let's see. Just a heads up, the red water in this level is tomato sauce, so it is in fact not blood. So don't panic by thinking anything more sinister than that. Don't tell me what to do, Anna. Ooh, the intro screen is red also. And it's a spot the difference level. Alright, so we've got 14 differences to find. Wait. Oh, I was trying to click on that because I didn't know if it was a gem or not, but I will gladly take that. That is a gem. That is a kidney. That is a spider and a scorpion. Thank you. No other differences in here. You're facing the wrong way. Is there something down here? Are all these the same? I think you are. Oh no, that one's not. Alright, so I was correct in my suspicion. You can see the type of level before selecting it. That's probably something I would know if I was paying attention. I will have to actually look when we get out of here. Cat in a hat and a throwing star in your eye. This is a different tombstone. I will take that. Different mask. Same everything else. Did I see a shiny? That's a shiny. Different crystal there. This is a lot of tomato sauce. I don't know how much money you guys must have spent on tomato sauce to make a level with this much tomato sauce, but you look a little bit spooked there. What about here? Same books, same bottle, same doctor mask, plague doctor mask. Icon on the bottom right tells you. See if I remember to actually look at that after this when we go into the next level. Is this cat the same? I'm suspicious. It's not circling though, so I guess it is. Thank you. Different contents of that. Of that coffin. This is all the same. This is different. Okay, so that's all, the entire, like, area of the level. So, there's just a couple that I'm gonna have to go back for. Same poster on the wall, same potion bottles. Where was I when that happened? It's around here somewhere. Down a little bit. Oh, here's one. Oh, on that lily pad there. Okay. Two more gems. It's going off really hard. Can I, like, go behind one of these or something? Oh, there we go. Oh, you know why I was going so fast is because there were two of them pretty close together. Okay, so that is a Master Wraith. Alright, fairly powerful enemy from the EBF games. That was the card. Can I move this? I can. Alright, there we go. And just a couple of differences left. Everything in here is the same? Oh no, that is not the same. Alright. There's a big hole over here. Or like... I must have missed something here. Is there something that's... Alright, that frog is there in one and not in the other, and there's still like a big hole up here. What about... Candles are the same. Camera's the same. Saw blade's the same. Oh, sword. Alright. And that was the last one. Yay! Not too bad. Let's see. Well, what did you think? Is it still family friendly? Would the game get kicked off the App Store? Probably not. You've seen worse than Minecraft? That's reassuring, I suppose. It's hard to create a Halloween world without blood, you know? So what's this about the type of level? Oh, that's what this means. Okay. Interesting. Let's see, so are we doing 10-6 now? I've been streaming for 2 hours and 16 minutes, and my voice doesn't feel like it's about to, like, go away for a week, so that's a good sign. Phil, what did you say the first time? I wasn't reading. Films like As Above, So Below, Barbarian, and The Descent. Oh, are we talking about inspirations or something for Halloween levels? Here's my attempt at making a spooky tunnel level, my cute little contribution to the genre. Alright. We're gonna go and... Interesting. Alright, so I can't see the whole level at once, just where my cursor is, just a radius around the cursor. There's 27 things to find, 27 gems, and 3 cards. This is going to be very distracting when I move the cursor quickly to do things like scroll. I guess I could click this so that I don't have to, like, wave it, but... Anyway. We've got a lot of undead slimes of sorts. Little snake. Pile of poo. There's nothing behind there. Gonna grab that gem while we're here. There's gotta be something here that I just haven't seen yet. I wonder how big is this level? It goes on a ways. Alright, that's a mouse. Let me look at these pipes. Just, in case anything in, on, or around them are, required targets. I can make anything pop out of them. This is fast. Yeah, this level goes on a ways. This might be here for a little bit. That's gonna go back to where it was. More pipes up here. Have the saw blades been targets in any level so far? That was just a wild guess. Don't think the saw blades have actually been targets in any of the levels that I've seen so far. And it keeps going. I think this might be the end of it. But yeah, this is a big level. Alright. We got 3 out of the 27. That's a card. There's 2 more cards left to find. That's the brown bear. Got some cats in this ominous looking yellow fluid. I don't know if you're going to dissolve into skeletons by the time we're done here, but... Oh, alright, explosions. Thank you. I think there's one of those that I want. We can take that. Alright, is that one of those, alien things? What about regular cats? Do I have to actually find any regular cats? Sawblade definitely was. I remember one when it was stuck in a tree. Oh, doing the, like, the Half-Life thing or the scary movie thing or whatever. Certainly not recently. That is 1 of 5. Is that NG as in, like, Newgrounds? It's not really the Newgrounds, like, letter style, though. Is that a hamster? I think there was a hamster. Was there not a hamster? Oh, it was a guinea pig facing the other way. Got a bunch of old hard drives here. That would have came in useful in that other, the one that Lance did. Alright, so that is a target. It was in the first or second stream, so definitely not recently. Dog smell. Well, I have to agree. I definitely like dogs, but they do have a funny smell to them. There's gems down there. There's a gem over here. Surprised I missed that when I was scanning over. EBF star. Gonna grab that. That is apparently not a target. What about any of these things? No, don't see them in the list. Alright, that's a sticker card thing. It's one of the eyes. Oh wait, I want that. That's 2 out of 5. Zombie cats hanging out. They can't be expected to be scary all the time. They're taking a break. Thank you. Alright, so that's not one of the ones I gotta find multiple of. That was just as is. Spider hanging out in the tires. Someone threw a pearl in the trash. F Society. Nothing behind that one. Am I gonna want to go out of my way to try and blow some of those things up? Is that a pen? That's a pen, not a gem. What were the explosive barrels look like? I've already forgotten. I'll take that. I'll take that. I think the turnip was... No, the turnip wasn't... Oh, it was that turnip that I wanted. Where might the snake be hiding out? If I was a snake, I think I would definitely, have plenty of choice when it comes to hiding places. That's the guinea pig. Those don't open... Alright, so it was the red ones with the fire on it that explode. Alright, I want that one. Now, we can fit them all on screen. Did I go up here yet? I don't think I did, except for following the pipes. Oh, was that one? I guess it was. There's a, like, cassette tape with a frowny face on it. Need a couple of those. I feel like I might find one of those around here. Or a floppy. There's a floppy. Anything else? Is that a cat voodoo doll? I think it's supposed to be a voodoo doll. I don't suppose following the ladders reveals anything? No. Alright, so I can't open the back, the trunk or the bonnet of the car, I suppose. Just the hood. No, the trunk is the bonnet in, like, UK English. The hood is the boot, I think. Sledge, I believe you are from the UK based on the time zone that you appear to be responding from. You feel free to correct me on that. Oh, here's a cassette. Okay. In the places that look lived in, I'm looking for the like the technology bits. That makes sense to find in the porta potty. Have I looked? It looks like I have been here because I've got some circles. Birds are real. Okay. From Poland. Okay, interesting. That would be Central European time then, not not GMT. Is that underwear? I need a floppy. I need one floppy and one cassette. How hard are these last two gonna be? We're definitely getting away, although not entirely, but getting more away from the lived-in parts of this level. Why would you get in a raft here? Like, where are you even going from here? Surely not down. Although I guess if you were, you wouldn't even use a raft. I also still haven't found anything in here. Is the snake? The snake is going to be there, yeah. Alright, it would be highly unusual to have a room of this size with nothing in it. Honestly, there's probably... I wouldn't be surprised if there's one more thing in here. But I feel better having found the snake. Here's the last floppy. What about... I see something jumping in there. Alright, that's a cat's skull. The other one was jumping too. I don't know how exactly gems are making things wiggle, but video game logic. Pliers west of tentacles. West of these tentacles. Here. Alright, I'm gonna get that stone. Thank you very much. I don't see many circles up here. Let's try and give this area a little more attention. Alright, that's a pile of poo. Just sitting by the wall. Need a star, a cat voodoo doll, and one of these slime head things. Maybe a voodoo doll could be found here? A voodoo doll wouldn't be out of place in most of this level, though. We're almost down to final 3 cards. I mean, shinies. Any other things that can be blown up? There was a cassette in there. Nothing behind there. Is that... Alright, that's that one... That one, like, zombie slime thing. Have I been in here yet? I don't know if this looks familiar. Maybe the star will fall out of the star graffiti? That's an idea. Hang on, let me just finish looking around here. Cassette. Alright, there we go. Like this one? Oh, yeah, good idea. Alright. Now I just need the voodoo doll. If I can't get down to final 3 gems, I think I'll just leave it, but I do want to find the last card also. Let's, switch to the appropriate cursor for that. Oh, okay, that was lucky. I see you there, behind the mushrooms. Alright, so that's the team, the boss mug. And we can now switch back to the gem cursor. And hopefully... Should I look for more of these mouth animals? Mouth plants? Are there likely to be, what about in here? Alright, so we can get that pinger going off now. There is still, however, the cat voodoo cat. And I have no idea where I might find that. Alright, so what? I don't suppose behind you? No. And the raft. Oh, here on the lily pad. These valves look like they should be openable, but I don't think they are. There's a part of me that feels like there's a lot of things that are the same color as this cat. Oh wait, there is. Okay, yeah. That's a place to hide it. Alright, I'm gonna stay here for at least a little bit looking for shinies. It might take a while though, because this is such a big area. Although because it is compartmentalized, that might make it a little bit easier to use the pinger. Are there any other containers that can be opened, I suppose is the obvious question, because that's often where you can find things like this. Like, these are not able to be opened, which seems odd. Apparently there's something here. Alright, another lily pad. It's a brain in the fridge. I'm sure that's just been donated to the science, nothing more. Sometimes I see these mailer envelopes and I think that's a gem or something, but it's not. Let's see, where haven't I been recently? If the shade gets annoying, I feel like there probably is a setting that you can hit to turn it off. But unless a lot of levels end up doing something like this, I probably won't. I could also just use a hint for the last shiny. That's also allowed. I haven't used a hint in a while. I can't uncover that. Lol. Maybe I will use a hint then. Left-hand side. Visible from the sky. Alright. It's hard to say where left and right begins in this level, but... I've been here yet? I have. Quite a few times. Oh, here. Wow. Alright. Way off in the corner. Let's see. Lately, I've been meaning to do some urban exploration in places like these. Well, minus the zombies, I hope. But I couldn't find anyone to go with. Natalie doesn't like crime, Lance is unathletic and cowardly, and Anna is always busy with various jobs. And before you ask, yeah, those are the only friends that I trust enough for something like that. I'm not going with random strangers. Crime is bad. Well, I think it should be a crime to leave a mysterious place unexplored. Anyway, most people can't afford a submarine to the Titanic or a shuttle to space. So exploring putrid sewers and rotting buildings is the best we can do to satisfy our human instinct for exploration. Well, there's also video games. Those are fun too. Let's see. So that was 10-6, 10-7. I don't know if they're actually easier sledge or if we're just getting better at figuring out where things are hidden. Oh, wow. Speaking of which, that doesn't look like it's going to be easy at all. We are still on normal difficulty, so we haven't, like, changed that in a major way. I wanted to try something really different in this level. I hope it doesn't give you a headache. Play it and let me know what you think. Alright, so this is going to be completely unhinged. I'm gonna die. That's, I'm gonna surrender. This... Well, there's only 15 search targets, which makes it a little bit easier. This is, okay. Thanks, I guess. Like, there's a snake, which is gonna be a green squiggle in a sea of green squiggles. I have no idea how I'm gonna survive this one. Yeah, let's just turn that music on, make it even more intense. I'm kind of just like... So I've been avoiding doing the spam clicking thing, which is apparently an easy way to find stuff. I'm kind of honestly inclined to just do that in this level, because I feel like this isn't gonna be that fun after like 2 minutes. Maybe they focused on the aesthetics instead of the difficulty. That's possible, but I also still wouldn't rule out the possibility that we're just like figuring out where they like to hide things. Okay, so that's one of those lanterns. Let's look for the lanterns first, because they're at least big-ish. That's a card in the leaves over there. You cannot collect me. I am not pet. The achievement for doing so in EBF 5 begs to differ. Is that? No, that's not a card. Alright, that's a pixel snack thing. Where is the last one of the lanterns? Alright. Cross. First two were like hanging from trees there. I think that's a star. Oh no, that was currency. It is really hard to tell the difference between the currency stars and like this star. Right of the big scary tree. That's gonna be this one. Apparently that's a card. Snowflake is feeling abandoned, so that's that. At least now it's still got the shiny on it. That's a hand. And you said there was another one. Are we looking on the clouds? Oh, that was a mushroom. I didn't even see that was a target. Perhaps you meant that one. I'll assume you meant that one. We've also got a sword, which is going to be another one of the really difficult ones, because it's going to be just, like, long and narrow. Alright, that's another star, apparently. Did I see? Is that the sword? Alright, that's the sword. What about the third one of the lantern things? I don't remember if I've tried the pumpkins or not, and also, if I have, which types of pumpkins respond. Yeah, it's, let's see if I can actually find it in, the EBF 5 soundtrack, because I feel like it'll be, kind of hard to miss. EBF 5 soundtrack. It's probably like one of these. If I can play it. Oh, it's not downloaded, but yeah, it's the various soundtracks for the games can be found on Steam if you want to go and look at those. Gem on the top of the tree, northwest. Northwest. On top of the tree. Alright, thank you, sir. How on earth am I going to find a snake, though? I'm prepared to... Alright, that's another card. Prepared to spend a lot of time looking for snakes there. I am not real. Alright. Gotta have a little more faith in yourself than that. I don't see anything snake-shaped in there. Did I look in here yet? I think I did. Yeah, pretty sure I looked in there before. Alright, that's a gem. Is that a snake? No, it's facing the wrong way. Well, it is a snake, but it's facing the wrong way. Why is there a gravestone in the cloud? Why are there multiple gravestones in the clouds? There might be that also. I think Fiona has... I don't know if Fiona has posted all of them on her YouTube channel or just certain games, but they might be there too. Alright, I didn't think the first two one of these hanging things was that hard to find. Why am I having so much trouble with the third one? Would it be hanging from the bottom? Oh, is that a star? That's the last star. My instinct is that it's not going to be hanging from the bottom, like down here somewhere, and that, like, the snake is going to be in the grass, but it's kind of hard to tell where those things begin and end when the screen looks like this. It's also hard to tell which one of these containers I've clicked on already. Oh, here it is. Alright, that's that. Lastly, Snake, can I do this without using the hint system? Let's see. I'm definitely not going for all the gems right now, because it'll take forever even if I do use the hint system. There we go. Alright. That broke my brain. Hilarious, Kupo Map. Please never do that again. What did you think? Was that strange in a good way, or should I change the colors back to normal? It kinda did give me a headache. I'm not gonna pretend that it didn't. I shouldn't have listened to Lance's advice to make an annoyingly hard level. Alright. Well, that's the sort of... Oh, I missed a gem. That's the sort of level that I could do, like, once in a game, and then if I have to do it twice, I'll start to get annoyed. But, let's see. 2 worlds in, a little less than 3 hours. Should I call it here, or should I get started on World 11? Let's see. How am I doing on achievements, by the way? Because I haven't unlocked many of these recently, and I'm only about 45% of the way there. Click 100 objects in the level select screen. There are a lot of achievements that are doing specific things in specific levels. This is probably a grind one. Replace the mascot with a dog. I'll get that when I unlock more mascots. Replace the mascot with a rodent or the monster. Musical instruments. I can poke people. There are people in this game. I can get an achievement just for entering a level in hard mode, I guess. Making good progress on the cards, though. Let's see. Can I go... I think the mascots I still have to unlock. Can I just, like, select a dog and have that, that mascot? Or a rodent, or whatever some of the other, classifications were? It's pretty much the only thing I have left to spend money on in this game. I almost feel like selecting this would be easier just because it's so brightly colored. That's a pigeon cat, raccoon cat. If I go down to the end, is that where the rodents and stuff are gonna be? Oh. That looks almost the same as when it was locked. I still don't know what that is. With a monster? Sure. I don't have enough money. Alright, so I think I will, for the sake of being slightly easier, replace the mascot with that guy. But we can claim some of these achievements. Hidden dogs, hidden foes. Feed 10 flies to carnivorous plants. I think that's a hard mode thing. Chop down 15 trees with axes. I assume that's in one level, because I've definitely done that cumulatively. Alright. So, 11-1, Winter Workshop. Let's go and do the Santa level, I guess. Let's see. There are... I am not used to having so few targets in a level that I can just, like, fit them all in the screen without scrolling. Let's get started. Gonna grab that. Can I move that? No. Pizza box? No. Old Xbox? Let's see. There's a mouse under there, so that's one. See, we've got a bit of a mouse behind that gate. We've got a bit of a, like, carved out trench that looked like someone was just skiing or snowboarding their way between the various parts of this level. Nothing behind there. Is that a boot? That is, but it's not important. There's probably going to be a ton of, like, pearls on those clear gems and stuff hidden in the trees, aren't there? Is that a card? That is the card. Alright. No legs and a cat-shaped stack of pancakes. Perfect. I can move the snowboard, but nothing really becomes of that. Is that? Alright, that is one of those penguin things. Snowy owl. Okay, so that's a different rabbit. You're frowning and not smiling. You? You're another penguin? You're another penguin. Gem on the snowman's head. Which section was that? Not that. Oh, this snowman. Gem over there behind that. That one wasn't too hard to find. Another mouse in that log. That is a very bright yellow in there. You can use your imagination to figure out what that might or might not be. Sauna dogs. What about, is that the third penguin? That's the third penguin. So here we've got the mascot cat's head. I feel like that's probably going to be, like, in a bath or something. Is that a Wii remote? Oh yeah, there's a Wii right there. However, I don't see any, like, body of water, so maybe if I, like, click on one of these, he'll pop out. A lot of lemonade. Yeah, maybe that's where they keep their, fruit punch for the party or whatever. Let's go with that theory. And again, oh, wow. Alright, you're stuck in the snow. I was gonna say, if I zoom way out, is there gonna be another one of those sections of level that's way off hidden? Not quite, but you definitely maybe fell in the snow. Got a little stuck. Need some rescuing. Alright, what's left? So there's French fries, or chips, as I suppose Koopa Matt would call them. Where is there still food? It's a drum set. Alright, so I saw that shake. I don't know if the shake was connected to me clicking on the drums, but magic 8 ball in the fireplace, but it definitely tipped me off. Hairbrush. Gem on top of the big tree. This one, the topper on the Christmas tree, I suppose. What about the rabbit? I started looking for that. There you are. And then I got distracted. What about the hairbrush? Is the hairbrush going to be here, like by the sleeping? The electric razor? No? I think the mice are usually inside something. Or in your case, behind something. Sad bunny. Not there. Are there any choppable trees? It's been some time since I chopped a tree. I don't see any, though. Did I move this? If I did, there's nothing there. Above the electric razor? How did I not see that? I must have assumed it was coal or something. Something tells me the food is going to be inside. Like here. But it looks like this is just like sports stuff. What other container is there for me to agitate? Because that's probably where we're gonna... Oh, no, never mind. They're just sticking out behind a tree. That was fairly lucky. Alright. I still need... Alright, so now I'm at final 3 gems. I can start detecting those. Oh, no, here they are in the tent. Alright. So, we will stay here, and we'll see if we can find the last 3 gems. Gem on the green tree branch, bottom left. Here. Thank you very much. I should probably really zoom in on some of the rest of the trees to see if they're pulling similar tricks. Here's one. I haven't, because I haven't actually, like, done that yet, like, zooming in on all the trees. Some of them I have. But... left of the last mouse. Here. Alright, that's that. So I think we can call it for 11-1, and you probably guessed by now that Find Matt's Cats was never my calling. It's not what I was born to make. That's why I keep trying to sneak in features that make it more exciting for myself. Maybe if I do that, I can grow to like it eventually. This just isn't a genre of game that I generally enjoy. Circumstances have forced me into this job. What is your ideal job? Like a first-person shooter? Program something that actually matters, that just like gimmicks to investors to make their stock prices go up. Alright. Major AAA action game. Yeah, crunch and whatnot. Start your own business or do something boring, like work for a bank. Mistakes were made, the losses were catastrophic, I'm in a lot of debt. None of your business. Alright, so Lance is in a bad mood. That's funny. Alright, so here we have a lighthouse. This is another spot the difference, I guess. Let's see. I was gonna say something about that last one, but I can't remember what it was, so I think I'll just, By the way, are there any, like, gems that I can collect? There are, okay. So, I should probably... Should I take a minute to go back to previous levels and look for gems in, like, the level select? Stop doing that. Is there gonna be, like, 1 gem in every level select? I know that there's an achievement for clicking on a certain number of objects in the level select screen, but I haven't really been going out of my way to do that. I don't see any gems in here, although that's not really a surprise. Is that one? That is one. What about in here? Another one. Second one. Alright. Well, this is something that I will try to remember to do at least occasionally. Is click on the level select screen and see it. No! I scroll the mouse wheel thinking it'll zoom in and it doesn't. Got another one there. I can't really see behind that. Can I, like, hide this? Oh, I see there's one on the lily pad there. Let's grab that. I can anger the animals, too. Alright, there's the achievement. Well, I won't go and do all of that now, but there is money to be had by going back into there. So, we'll do 11-2. Which is going to be the Northern Star. This is going to be a spot the difference. Let's see. Should I start at the top? This is indeed a lighthouse. It's not a huge one. There's only 15 to find. Actually, 15 for a level... Oh, alright. 15 for a level this size is... That looked like a difference, but I guess it revealed this instead. 15 for a level of this size is kind of a lot packed in a small area, but I guess if there's going to be cutaway areas like this, that might expand it. That's a different fish. That's a card. It's fine. People did this all the time during lockdowns. What are you doing? Oh, he's green screening himself in front of something. Probably silly. Let's see. Penguins. Big penguin. There's not a barrel. There's not this thing there, whatever that fossil in the ice is. There's not a bunny. Alright, we are moving fairly fast here. Nom. There's a jigsaw versus a handsaw. I like this music. I think I'll leave this one as it is. There's a baseball in there. Different animals. Gem by the penguins. There's a gem by the penguins. There's a gem up here. I have no idea. Oh. Alright, I wasn't even looking. I have no idea what this is supposed to be, this crane thing. It doesn't look like it can move. Telescope facing the wrong way. Oh, I remembered what I was going to say in the last level. This is, in response to Lance, like, this isn't normally the kind of game that I would play either. But I think I've said several times now that, like, you can probably get me to play just about anything by making it Epic Battles Fantasy adjacent. And I'm definitely enjoying the time that I've spent playing this so far. Alright, different cameras. Oh no! I like the other music. I'm probably not going to go out and like play other hidden object games when I'm done with this. Something's going off. But while we're here, I'll definitely, probably 100% this. We're just going to grab that. I assume that was what was going off there. Are these penguins facing? This chair is not facing the same way. Left of the seal. Yes, alright, missing snow thing there. There's two really close to each other. Are you hiding one? You are hiding one. Alright, let's see. What else have I missed anything down here? I don't think so. Is that bottle growling at me? Is that an error? Like, did the wrong voice get attached to that item? Also, hello, Ron Briscoe. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. I hope you've been, surviving. A baseball bat and a snow shovel. And an actual baseball. Alright. I hit the ball up onto the roof sometimes, too. The worst is when you hit it onto the roof and it gets stuck in, like, the downspout. Instead of just, like, rolling off. I definitely did that a bunch of times when I was a kid. That is the same. Is this dog the same? This dog is the same. This telephone's the same. The frozen things here are the same. That was the last gem, so I don't have to find any more of those. It's weird. There are 3 more, but this isn't a big level. Fish is the same. Bird nest. Okay, so that's a difference. Have I been in there? I feel like I've opened that one already. What about in the middle here? The bird is the same. This... I don't know if that... It's not growling at me, so I don't know if it's a snow sculpture. There also hasn't been that much inside the lighthouse, which seems weird. But as far as I can tell... I would be surprised if there wasn't another difference down here, but I'm not seeing one. Don't suppose anyone else. Plant pot in the lighthouse? There is a thing. Ah, yes. Alright. Different succulent up there. Alright, one more. The middle section here, I also haven't really, like, found anything. And... if we assume that the differences are roughly evenly spaced out, then this probably would be a good place to look. Although that does still leave the matter of down here. There's nothing that I can, like, knock over, right? Like, these notches in the ice, I can't chop them down or anything. These ice sculptures are definitely the same. The penguins are definitely the same, right? Oh wow, that was right there in front of me. Okay. I went past that like 4 times and I didn't see it. Alright, so 8 minutes probably shouldn't have taken me that long. Most of the differences there should have been a little bit obvious, but on the whole, not too bad. So, Catnip Research Center next to a frozen pond. Alright, let's go in here. Let's see. By the way, and this just occurred to me, I feel like I saw a little bit more lag in the introduction to the screen, but I'm aware that this game has a bit of an issue. Cheat codes. Alright, I'll go through this first and then I'll go where I was going. Since you're good at figuring out everything yourself without help, I'm not gonna give them to you. Wow, okay. Price is too high on that one. I gotta go. Alright. So, I believe there's a memory leak in this game that does make it slow down a little bit if you've been playing for a while. So I'm actually going to, because this is one of the longer streams, I'm gonna restart this. Let's see. Find Matt's cats. We can just go and restart this, and hopefully that will take care of some things not being allocated and not being freed in the background. Let's see. 11:3. Let's go back in here. Yeah, see, that felt a lot smoother. I don't know if it was just my imagination, or if anybody else picked up on that too, but maybe note to self, I'm gonna stream this game for 3 hours, then we should, restart it once in a while. Why is there a horse in a sauna? Alright, whatever you say. So there's 24 targets, 21 gems, 3 cards. Some penguins. There's a gem over here. This penguin's facing the wrong way, so you're not one of them. You did notice a few small lags. Yeah, it hasn't been like slowing the game down to the point of crashing or anything, but I have noticed that like some animations are stuttering a little bit and that kind of thing. That's one of the... No! Want that. Styrofoam cups. Yes. Is that... What was that? Was it like a lollipop or something? Anyway. Anything else in here? Sushi rolls. Popcorn. Peach. One of these big round gears. Those are on the big side. That probably won't be too hard to find. Energy drink. Oh, lamp. Right, lamp. A bear cub playing the Switch with its feet. And Mama Bear saying, hey, you've been playing too many video games today. Let's see. What about... I can't go behind you? Acorn, no? What about the animals? So I need to find Mascot Cat, obviously, who's going to be facing away from me. Let's see if... Very funny. Mammoth on skis. Let's see if being bright red does indeed make you easier to find, especially in a level like this. Alright, that's another one of those styrofoam cups. That's a card hidden in that pipe. Alright. Little monster thing. Behind the tree, there's a gem. On top of the tree, there's a gem. Alright, so that's one of those mango things. On top of this, there's a gem. Oh, look, windmills. I like windmills. Here's Mascot Cat. Alright. How's the view from up there? Penguin in the greenhouse dome on the left. On the left. In here? Here we go. Yeah, the greenhouse domes are kind of the hallmark of this level, aren't they? And I haven't looked at them at all. I should probably do that. Different penguin. I need 2 more. Alright, so while I'm here, anything else? It's not big, so I'm not really expecting so. There's a frog. Frog's probably going to be in, like, a container of water, right? Frogs usually end up in there. Alright, well, that is technically a container of water. Boiling frog and whatnot. What about the sushi? What about by, you don't have any sushi out. None by that campfire. There's a soccer field without any, actual nets on the net. Some frozen fish down there. I assume they're frozen. They don't look happy. Alright, that's the leaf. I tried in there. No, not in there. What about that blue egg? I've seen the blue eggs in a couple of levels, but it hasn't really been a target anytime recently. Is that heart thing? No. Some solar panels. Oh, here's a shiny. Gonna grab that. Oh, there's another penguin. Behind that polar bear there. We're sitting on top of the polar bear? It's not entirely clear. Let's try inside here. That is, I think, a pill bottle. I think that's what that's supposed to be. No card on the artist easel. Okay, that's a little bit surprising. That seems like a logical place to put a card. One of the fan arts. Oh, you know what? A frozen thing with a bug in it. Have I seen one of those? There we go. Alright, I should have seen that one earlier. Is that the egg? That's the egg. And is that the last penguin? That's the last penguin. Alright. We've got one of those fruits. I still feel like it's like a jackfruit or something. Sledge did say it was a durian. I want to say durian are segmented inside, but I might be mixing that up with another fruit. I do need to try that one of these days. It's a bit of an acquired taste, I believe, but it's probably worth trying once. In here, I don't think I've looked in there yet. Or in the outhouse. Alright, we're gonna grab those. Okay, there's the sushi. That is an art. There's one more somewhere. I wonder if this art was drawn, like, after a, like, picture of this level was posted on Matt's socials, or if this level is inspired by that particular fan art. Oh, here's the next card. Alright. That one appears to be Natalie. That's... The gang's all here. Nice sky in the background. I like that. Anything else? There is a thing in there that is not a target. I still need one of the styrofoam cups. Which is kind of an outside beverage thing when you're out in the cold. White cat down from the camel. Down here? There. Alright, thank you very much. And also just the orb slime, the snowman slime thing. Would that be in the back? Just another one of the sad bunnies. Oh, there's another house here. Alright. What about the popcorn? Alright, that's there. I see something shaking in there. Alright, nothing of note. Is there nothing else on top of the windmills? Just mascot cat? Oh, I've already tried that one. The popcorn seems like an inside item. Of course, I suppose that could also go for, like, inside tents or something. That's not that guy. White slime to the left of the base of the windmill in the middle. To the left of the base... Oh, okay, I see you. Yeah, hiding behind there. I had a feeling it was going to be something like that. Oh, there's 3 of them. Should I just look behind things? I didn't realize there were 3 of those. There's another one. And there's the 3rd. Alright. Progress? What about this gear thing? That, I feel like that might have some connection to the windmills, like some part that fell out or something. There is a bomb by the windmills. Oh, here. Alright. There's the gear. And a gem. And we're final 3 gems. So that'll be going off in my ear in a minute. There's a gem over there. I see something in there. Alright, so that's the peach. There are also some of these, like, styrofoam cups inside. Hello? Here? There. And the last one apparently is here. Okay, I see you. Yeah, so far 2 of these, the 2 of the cups that I found have been outside, but there's not... It wouldn't be that much of a stretch of the imagination to find one inside somewhere. What about the popcorn, though? Are there any... There's no other interiors that I'm missing. There's a saw here. I wonder if in hard mode, because in hard mode sometimes you do have to connect dots. I just kicked my desk, so if you heard a thump, that's what it was. I wonder if in hard mode you'll have to, like, pick up the saw and, like, use it on a tree or something like that. Haven't really looked much at the south part. Yeah, the south part is a little bit empty. I wonder if, like... No. I was gonna say, can I make the mammoth move? Oh, here's the popcorn. If I can make the mammoth move, like... Maybe there would be something behind it, but it doesn't look like that's an option. Can I anger the mammoth? I can anger the mammoth. But the last one is just that styrofoam coffee cup. And I don't have much to go on. I'm a little surprised there's not more on top of the windmills. Should I use a hint? It's been 13 minutes. Honestly, I tend to use the hints when I'm just like getting bored of a level. Like the 15-minute mark, the 20-minute mark is a convenient cutoff point. In the top greenhouse dome. See something? Oh yeah, alright, it's pretending to be lettuce. Alright, that's that. I think I'll do one more before I end it up. How do you like my sketchbook pages? It looks like you've collected a lot of them. I do like them. I have this problem where I don't want any of my drawings to be unseen. I need to showcase everything I've created, even if it means shoehorning them into this game. A lot of people will appreciate seeing my different art styles, but some people won't. Well, this whole game is basically a collect-a-thon, so if someone's not interested in collecting something, I would suspect that this game probably isn't for them in the first place. Anyway, sometimes we just have to create content quickly. Arigato, I think that means thank you in Portuguese? No, that's obrigado. Arigato might be like Spanish or something. Similar etymology. Alright, so, Song of Ice and Fire. This is going to be, I think, the last one we do in this stream. It's been 3 hours and 20 minutes so far, which is a decent amount of time. This is a big geographic area, but it is also very spread out, so we'll see how this goes. Alright. That will explode. Can I just get anything circled for free? No? Just the money? Alright. That's not a gem, that's just ice, I guess. Chickens and hand axes are the ones we need multiples of. Should I zoom out and look for a mascot cat? Something, again, bright red against the snow? Alright, so that moves, but it doesn't accomplish much. Is that you? That's you. I don't know how I saw that from all the way out here. Anyway. Let's see. Mammoth Prince. Anything in the volcano? No. There is that. That's a chicken. Gonna want one of those. That was also one of those. Nothing in the hot air balloon, I think. Or behind it. I like how some of the cat vocalizations, that's the hammer, some of the cat vocalizations are actual, like, cats, and some of them are just people saying meow. You are playing fetch with that pearl up there. That's an interesting sound for a Pokeball. Let's see. Oh, it's one of those rice onigiri things. Is that an orange? Is that relevant? That's not relevant? Alright. I've looked down here. Hello. Is that one of them? That was one of them. Okay. What about... Alright, we're gonna grab that. Nothing? Nothing behind either of those? Frozen fish west of the Pokeball. That would be... this one? That one. There's also a frozen sword that I need to look out for. I feel like this is not the best environment to keep a pet fish like that. Especially not in a thin plastic bag. Alright, that's a card. It's the only card in this one. Ah, yeah, something to keep you warm in this level. That's a fork or a dowsing rod or something like that. What is this? Is this a mango or is it one of those, like, really large, more uncommon citrus items? I think the mangoes are usually, like, brighter yellow. Another one of the gems pretending to be an ice crystal. It's a tomato. What about here? Okay, so the chickens I want are gray, not like colored. Thank you. I feel like this one is going to be someone buried in the snow. Oh, nice. Gotta look up there. Is that another bomb? That's another bomb. That's the sword. And a bunch of storage media. Mango is more like orange. Yeah, I feel like I've seen things that I've been calling mangoes that were more like that. Someone else buried in the snow. Flying lizard, you're a little bit out of your element. There's the buried cat that I was looking for. Alright. What about this skull here? Probably gonna find that around here, I think. Maybe. I thought that was a tiny door, but I think that's just a scratch in the ice. Did this thing, like, fall out of the sky and land on the cat? Is that what I'm supposed to read out of this? There's the last chicken. Oh, the second chicken. Anything in the mailbox? Not really. Did I look at this one yet? I did look at that one. No cattle skull yet. Gem above the walrus. You mean this? I think that's just the golf ball, unless there was another one. I also feel like I should be able to smash the watermelons. What do we have here? Alright, there's that. I'm gonna take that. A lot of meat around this area. That's one of the hammers, or the hand axes. No, it is a hammer. Yeah, that was a golf ball. There's gonna be a gem there. Alright, you're buried in the snow, but you seem happy about it. Did I look here yet? I don't think I did. Maybe I should go there next. What about... It's got one of the round frogs, guest of honor at that table. And what I assume is like orange juice. That's a bone. Or a rock with a fossil bone or something like that. Before I go towards the main event in this level, let's come out here. Alright, holy hand grenade. I think I looked at that section already. Mammoth carrying penguins. A thing that got blown up. Onigiri. Seems to be about it for, like, way out in the wilderness over here. Oh, no, not quite. There is Fantastic Mr. Fox over here, whatever you're doing. There is... nothing here. That is not... That is a piece of slime. That is not a gem. I can't splat this one. The screen is shaking. Oh, really? That's what that achievement is? If I make it go really, really wild, is it gonna eventually splat? My finger's getting tired, I'm gonna stop. Alright, do I want anything with the penguins? No. Here is the sheep on top of that balloon for no reason. You, dropped some fish. It seems. There is still food. Is that this? That is that. Alright, whatever those are. Any other places where, like, food? No, that's a fishtail, not the cut of meat. And I also still need that skull. Alright, is it time to start looking around here? The main attraction of this level, as I was calling it. Sausage. Let's see. Okay, so there's the cut of meat. That's one. Nothing in the mailbox. This is nice music. There's gotta be more than that around here, though. Oh, here. Alright, that's a gem. That's not a target, though. What about this, like, pig head thing? Or this chicken. I think that's a gem. That's another gem. I've looked there already. chicken west of the volcano. Oh, in the snow. All right. That one also looked like it got dropped out of a balloon or something. I still feel like there's got to be more around here, though. Anything in the barrels? Or some Pac-Man carved into the ice over there. I need one more gem before we're on the final 3. Anything else that I missed over here? Bacon. Alright, there's a gem, so the pinger should go off now. There's a Viking monolith, alright. Gotta sneak one of those in somehow. Fortunately, I don't have to fight it in this game. I guess it's also not out of the question that, like, the pig head is also buried in the snow somewhere. But let's see. Any, what is that? Is that just like a smiley face in the snow? Different chicken. Hello? You got something for me in there? Not quite towards the balloon. It's a coconut. Where was it? Okay, underneath it. There we go. Chicken south of the shipwreck. This shipwreck. Oh, right here, behind that tree. Alright, thank you very much. That was a hammer. I feel like there's gonna be just like a tiny piece of hammer sticking out from behind something. That's where I'm gonna guess that there's gonna be the third hammer. There we go. Gonna grab that. And is it time to start using hints? I am actually starting to get a little tired now, after 3.5 hours of this, so I might think about hurrying it up a little bit. Oh, here's the last hammer, sort of sticking out from behind something. Cattle skull and pig. I feel like the pig should be around something that might be eating it soon. The pig head south of the air balloon. Yes, alright. Good catch there, thank you very much. And one more. Alright. So my first thought for this cattle skull was that it was going to be like by sort of like the hot Badlands area. Not that this is a desert level or anything, but in a place that sort of is reminiscent of that, but that seems to not be the case. So I don't know where else you would find a frozen cattle skull. It could totally just be in the snow somewhere, because there's a lot of stuff buried in the snow, and I keep thinking I found all the stuff buried in the snow, and I keep not having it. You wonder how the shipwreck got here. Like, is this Arctic ice, or did it fall from the sky, or did it do a Hitchhiker's Guide thing, or what? There's not another bomb, is there? That might go off if you click on it. I guess it's time to start using hints. Western direction. You might have to move something out of the way. Okay. In the western half, say west of this thing. What is there? Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. So there's one more gem. Should I stick around to find it? I guess I'll stick around to find it. I will use the hint system though. Middle. See it from the sky? Okay. Perhaps then around this volcano. Disguised as something else, perhaps. Or buried in the snow. I think we're straying a little far from the middle now. It wouldn't be in there because it said it was visible from the sky. Oh, here we go. That was the last one. Alright. Boy, I said I was getting tired, so I didn't want to do another one, but there are, like, more people here now than there were at any other point in the stream, so I kind of feel like I should keep going. I realized that I probably sounded pretty pathetic the last time we spoke, Drago, about my failed businesses and all that. I don't want to sound like I'm giving up on my dreams. I'm not a miserable loser, despite what some people may have told you about me. Irrelevant. It doesn't matter what anyone said. My point is, I can still try again. It's not over yet. I made a few bad decisions, but I can learn from that. I keep getting angry at other people, but it's only my own self-doubt and impatience that stops me from achieving my goals. But I did get my poor attitude from my parents, so in a way, everything is their fault. Yeah, Lance serially will get so close to having a character development moment, and then he'll just pop out something like that. That's a bit of an EBF tradition. I may only have a few years of youthful life left, and that's hard to think about. What if I'm spending it on the wrong things? I may be past my years of peak cognitive ability already, so if I don't achieve something great soon, it'll be more difficult as I get older. Lance? It's not very stoic of me to overshare. Sorry for bothering you. I'm gonna go take a nap. And hopefully dream about being somewhere else. Relatable. Alright. So, let's see. Any, things that I can collect on this screen, on these screens, by the way? Gems or anything like that? That was a very adamant meow. I may have already checked on that one. That one's got a gem there. Alright, so this one's a spot the difference. Let's go and do a spot the difference. Alright, so there's 15. This one's a little bit bigger. This is probably going to take a little while, but we can get started. That's a different honeycomb there. What about you guys? Chicken and cooked chicken. Thank you very much. Bird facing a different way. I'm expecting a lot of pearls for shinies. Because this level is another very white one. Oh, there's more tomato sauce and or blood. It's another one of those levels. Thank you. Food is all the same in here, I think. All these guys are the same, I think. We're just gonna grab that. Stuff on the table, the cat's shiny thing. Is that a bucket of milk that's gone? That is a bucket of milk that's gone. Alright. These chickens are the same. Everybody buried in the snow is the same. Gonna grab that. Anything different about this boat? Spots on the seal. Alright, this flag. Missing. Oh, I thought this was an ice sculpture until it started moving. Something here felt different, but I can't quite identify it. You're the same. You're the same. This thing's the same. Big mushroom under the boat. Under... Yes, that one. There. Alright, good catch. Thank you. Let's try here. Alright, that's a shiny. That's another shiny. Alright, so now I'm gonna have to actually, like, do some accounting here. Different cat. That's probably it, because it's pretty crowded in there. Probably wouldn't be that many things that close together. Different hat, okay. We're halfway there. Oh, there's a card sticking out of the tree. That's the only card in this level. Alright, that one wasn't too hard to find. Ragnar! Often misunderstood due to his excitable nature, Ragnar just wants to play and cuddle, but may throw himself at you with a bit too much enthusiasm. Alright. Dogs can't help themselves. That's a sailboat, which is not there in the left. Different face on the bunny. Alright, we're gonna be staying here. Let's see. Above this igloo, which is about where I stopped when I was going up this area earlier. I will be taking that. Is anything behind these trees? No. Are there any trees or vegetation or anything that are, like, missing? Those are usually the ones that give me disproportionate trouble. You're facing the wrong way. I wonder if at any point in the game there's going to be like a four-way split level where you have to spot the difference, and it's going to be the same in one and different in the others. I could see that being part of the game later. Oh, 2 boots versus 1. All right. There is just a snow castle built on top of the slime and also a shoe. Let's see. Anything here? I didn't find anything, like, in this zone. Alright, there's a skull and not a skull. Oh no, it was just hidden by the zoom buttons. Alright, 1 ski versus 2 skis. That's one. I need 1 more gem. There we go. So now we're at final 3 gems. So now... Let's see. Where was that? Getting louder underneath you. There we go. Just 2 more differences. There's still, like, not much down here. Does anyone see a difference here, like a rock? Oh, yes, a rock that isn't there. All right. Answered my own question. Perfect. Here. Okay, there we go. I just need 1 more of each. Here, there's also not much going on. So, do I see... The boots are the same, the flowers are the same, the grass And everything appears to be the same. Anything in the tree? No? Buy the chickens. That would be down here. Let's see. There's also still the chance that, like, I might have to move something to find a difference. But... Are there other sections of chickens that you might have meant by that? Don't see any. Anything really obvious that I can see from, like, space? There's not really any circles in the middle, but there also just, like, aren't that many things in the middle to begin with. You did mean this one? Oh, is this dog milking the cow? Is that what's going on there? Just had a feeling. There are two things circled here, fairly close together, so I'd be a little bit surprised if there was a third in that general area. What about up here? Is the tree doing anything funny, or anything behind a tree? Oh, I see it. This one. Alright, bones. So, there's one more gem, and I think after that I will actually call it, because I am getting tired. Let's see. Gems? I haven't waved the cursor over the entirety of the level since I got to Final 3, so... Yeah, there was the bone over there by the polar bear. Alright, so I heard it go up here. Perhaps... Oh, there we go. Alright, so that was the last gem. I think that's gonna do it for this level, and... we've 100%ed World 11 so far. There's two more to go. Let's see. I'm gonna go, not there, but let's see if I can unlock a rodent cat and knock out that Steam achievement. Is that a Pikachu? That's a Pikachu cat. That counts as a rodent mascot. We're gonna keep going with that one. That's a green slime cat. That is a strawberry cat. And that is an undead cat. How many more things to unlock are there? Because, like, there's not that much more to spend money on. Click 100 objects. I remember getting that one, and also hidden rats. Yeah, we got that one too. Anyway, let's see. I think next time we're going to be finishing off World 11 and possibly 12, and after that, I don't know how much left there is for me to do in this game. I might play on hard mode a bit. We might do a little bit of that. Probably won't play the entire game on hard mode, but I think it'll be a fun challenge to do that at least once. So, until then, my name is Dragonite. This has been Find Matt's Cats. Let's see what else is there. You should all go check out Wizard X and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Link to that Steam page can be found down below. I like to compare it to a top-down Legend of Zelda game, except you're a magic duck. What else is there? I do other things. I make Let's Plays and videos about making games and that kind of thing. So if you're interested in any of that, feel free to subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you all later.